I spent a lot of time in this car. This is my 2006 smart car. I love it. They're great. I'm 6'1", 200-ish, 205 pounds. Fits me like a glove. I spend probably too much time in this car, driving around, going to meetings, going to train, going to work out, family stuff. It's a busy life. So I try to make the most of the time in the car. One way I do that intellectually is by listening to podcasts or MP3s and at least trying to keep the brain working. One way I try and take advantage of this physically is by working on something that I don't have a lot of naturally, and that's grip strength. Obviously, you can't work on your cardio or your overall power in the car, at least not safely, but you can work on grip strength. So one simple method is just to use these cheap grippers. Even doing this with these $5 grippers is better than doing nothing, and you can get some pretty heavy duty, pretty skookum grippers. Mine are in the other car, so I can't show them to you right now. You got different strengths, there's different sizes, so no matter how good your grip strength is, you can pick something that'll challenge you. Another tool I use are these very expensive custom designed clamps, and depending on the size you get, you can either use them to work your overall grip here, or you can also work your pincer grip here just with your finger and your thumb. And that way you're working a different aspect of your grip as opposed to just your four fingers crushing in. If you go for a small clamp, it's actually hard to work your overall grip, but you can definitely work your pincer grip. I can't even open this all the way. So that's doing me some good. Other things you can use are these, again, very expensive $10 grippers, and you can just crush them as you're driving along. You can either work them like this, or you can hold. You know, I often go, okay, I'm just going to hold this until I drive a mile, or I'm going to hold this for the next 3 stoplights or whatever, and you get a pretty good burn going. And the bottom line is, it's better than doing nothing. It's better than sitting and just driving. One step up is a big ass gripper like this. I was sold on this many years ago when I saw an ad. I think it was in a bodybuilding magazine of this big pump forearm with veins sticking out, and the caption said he wanted to fight until we shook hands, and then I crushed his fingers like a rotten grape. This sounded like a pretty good thing to me, and I eventually found one. I modified it a bit by gluing some rubber on here so it doesn't cut into my tender hands, and you can adjust it for how difficult you want to work. Like here, I've got it really set to a high level, and you know, I can just do a couple reps. I can pop it in, move it down, move the springs down, and now I can do it for endurance or, again, the static hold. My final piece of grip training equipment that I've got, and I don't have all these pieces of kit in the car at the same time, but I've usually got 2 or 3 of them, is this elastic band. All this motion that we've been doing is compressive, right? You're grabbing something. Well, you probably want to balance that out by working your extensors as well. So by using elastic bands of different sizes, this one's pretty easy. You can work the extensors of the hand here, or I guess that would be the abductors of the hand. I'm sure some physiology guys or some anatomy guys are going to correct me on that. But you can work muscles that you aren't normally working, and so maybe you'll steer clear of injury. They're just some ideas for your commute to work, especially if you're doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu or submission grappling. And I'll just let that car go by. Especially if you're doing submission grappling or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or even if you just want a strong grip as your for whatever it is that you do in life, consider doing some training in the car.